Why are you so tense, god damn it?
Because I don't know what I'm doing!
Calm down.
Hey guys, Philly Kuts here. Just gonna make a quick impromptu video of some covers of books that I'm gonna be hanging on my wall for the Hump Day haul. Maybe give you guys a little change of scenery. These are the books that I've selected for finalists. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fit them all on the wall, but I kind of wanted to show you guys before I put them up, okay? So let's take a look here. First, I'm going to be going with a Hellboy and the BPRD 1953 Beyond the Fences, Paulo Rivera. This is probably one of my favorite covers ever. Just really encapsulates so much about Hellboy that I love. And we all know that Hellboy loves animals. I think it would have been better if it was a lost cat. That might have been more interesting. Okay, Dustin Gwinn. This is Descender #1, Tim 21, Boy Robot. Excellent, excellent book. Really raises a lot of important issues. I really like it. All right, Beauty #1, another Image title. This is kind of a freaky look here for this woman. In this world, there's an STD that if you acquire it, it makes you beautiful. And this is kind of the side effect that occurs in people once that takes hold. As you can see, it doesn't look very good anymore. So massive side effects. Edge of Spider-Verse. This is one where Spider-Man was like a mech. I kind of like the Asian writing on here. And I did collect Spider-Man titles briefly, but then it got to be a bit too corny, you know, with the whole Peter Parker as like Steve Jobs kind of thing. This was the family that he encountered in Spider-Verse. These are the Inheritors, which I thought was really cool. And the whole Spider-Verse series I credit with me falling in love with Spider-Woman, who I still collect to this day. And it's the only Marvel title that I do collect other than the Star Wars books. Okay, Hex #12, which I thought was a severely underrated book. It ran for 12 issues. Lucifer was another character. That's her right there, Lucy, who I just felt was so underappreciated and underloved. But I loved that title. It was a lot of fun. I hope it comes back. Lando Calrissian, one of the miniseries put out by Star Wars and Marvel. I really liked this one because it reminded me of the action figures I used to get as a kid. I think they made variant covers for all the characters. Not all, but quite a few characters in each series. I think that's been a reoccurring variant cover. Okay, so we have Harley Quinn #19. I just kind of like this with the Joker, although I'm reconsidering putting this up because I think in what was it, Harley Quinn #25, she really distanced herself from the Joker, and there's no longer like that romantic interest there. She kind of broke free. Lobo #13, this title is now defunct, but this is him versus Renegade Green Lantern. I really liked the look of this. There's Hal with his long hair and Renegade kind of outfit, which I liked. This one I love, part of the Looney Tune variant cover series. I'm not sure who drew this one, but I just really like it. I really remember this character, I think from Bugs Bunny, right? Didn't Bugs do battle against him? But I really like that. Chewbacca #1, pretty simple series. I enjoyed the artwork of Phil Noto. They also Dugan, the writer, made the interesting decision not to translate Chewbacca as, you know, so that was interesting. Cullen Bunn, Harrow County. I really like this one. It's kind of Emma rounding up all the haints, all the badass characters that she encounters. There's the mysterious little boy, which was interesting. They always have a good back cover, too, and then a fold-out cover, like a two-page spread in every issue with the cover, the front cover and the first page. That's the mysterious boy. I like this cover because I think it's really creepy, and it also reminds me very much of Hellraiser, one of my favorite movies. Colder Toss the Bones, it's a Juan Ferreira cover. If you notice, this is like a flock of birds making an evil face. that's going swooping in on our protagonist there. I love Juan Ferrero, love his work. Outcast, another Image title. This is the mysterious man himself, who I believe is the devil himself, or Satan. Another interesting cover that I really like. Paul Aceta does great work in this series. Marvel, Spider-Woman #1. I love this cover, her with her newborn baby, which we learned the father was, she got artificially inseminated. So we don't really know who the father is. But I hope that Greg Hopeless keeps exploring this theme, of motherhood and the challenging balancing act of motherhood and superheroing. Swamp Thing #1, I really like this artwork because it's so dark and interesting. The shading in the book as well. Jones, I can't remember these writers' first names, I apologize, or artists' first names, but he does a really excellent job. Ween is one of the original writers of the Swamp Thing, so it really has like a 70s feel to it, which makes it really interesting and great. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Batman #1. I didn't really like the bulky look that Williams gave Batman, but I love the way he draws the turtles, especially inside the book as well. It's just great. The writing by Tinian has been awesome as well, and I'm enjoying that miniseries. Marjorie Liu, Monstrous. I don't know if this one's going to make it, but I really enjoy this title. Very complicated title that kind of touches upon various effects of war and genocide, so pretty intense. Spider-Woman #1, definitely putting this one up. Just an excellent cover, man. I think that's practically iconic. All they wanted to talk about was in the last volume of Spider-Woman, that infamous ass shot. That they got really ripped on. I forget who drew that, but Rodriguez has been drawing great Spider-Woman, and I love her new outfit. Sinestro, another Looney Tunes cover. Kind of just encapsulates Sinestro, I love the devious smile and look. And sometimes some motherfuckers just want to make the world burn. And that's what reminded me here. Darwin Cook, probably one of my favorite cover artists. Just tremendous, and this was the pencil variant sketch. This is part of the Harley's Little Black Book month promotion that was going on. It was cool. You got these in like a sealed plastic book, and there were 3 different variant covers. You would either get a penciled, an inked one, or fully done colored inked penned one. And I'm glad I got this pencil variant Green Lantern. I really enjoy that one. Here's another Darwin Cook Harley Quinn cover I'm going to be putting up as well. That's been on my shelf for a long time, but I think it's time to hang that up. Awesome. I forget what... in February 2015, it was like a whole month of Darwin Cook variant covers, and they were awesome. Kind of wish I got more, but I made a commitment to myself not to buy, variant covers. Didn't want to go down that road. Another Harley Quinn. Here's Harley. Total reference to The Shining. I just love how sinister she looked. And Harley Quinn kind of went through another phase in this series where she really became a bit more unhinged and unruly and nasty. It's pretty cool. Peter Kowalski did this cover, Steam Man, which I really enjoyed. It was kind of like a War on the Worlds meets the Pacific Rim meets the Time Machine. It was kind of an interesting series, but I really enjoy the artwork of Peter Kowalski. He did a lot of work on Hellraiser, or not Hellraiser, Nightbreed, when that came out earlier, and Terminal Hero. Edge of Spider-Verse. Now, this isn't necessarily the best cover, but I loved the story that was within this. It was kind of like a what if Peter Parker was kind of like a sociopath teenager, and he used his spider powers for evil and became like a serial killer. I really enjoyed this, and not the best cover Not the best looking artwork, but I just think for story alone, I just really loved it. And it kind of had like a 50s monster flavor to it. This, I think, is an Alex Ross cover of the Autumn Lands. It's kind of hard to see, but this is great, man. And you guys know how much I love anthropomorphic animals. I am going to be buying this book in trade from now on. So I have the first story arc. But it's a really good book, man. If you really like high fantasy, stranger in a strange land type deal, you'll love that. Alright, here we go with Constantine. I really like this series. A lot of people said that this version of Constantine was a kind of a return to true form, and I really have been enjoying the stories. I like Constantine, man. He's kind of like the anti-hero, you know, the kind of like the guy that doesn't really want to be involved in things a lot of times, but he always rises up to the challenge. Green Lantern Corps, Edge of Oblivion. I just really like this cover because it's a great shot of the Corps, you know. You got Kilowog, John Stewart, Guy Gardner, Muck Muck. I don't remember all their names, but good stuff. I'm interested to see where these guys are going to end up in the whole rebirth thing, because I know that Green Lantern Hal's going to have his own title, and then it seems like Simon Bez and another character, a newer character, is going to be leading the Corps, so that'll be interesting. I kind of like this Lego version of the Joker. This kind of all was happening, I think, right when Lego Batman 3 was coming out, and they had all Lego characters for all the covers. It was Lego variant cover month. Shameless promotion, shameless advertising, but I really liked it. Another Monsters of the Month variant cover. I really liked this kind of like Man-Bat kind of theme Batman. And that was a great Monster of the Month variant cover year, 2014. The 2015 year was just absolute shit. And a lot of those covers I couldn't really make out. Now this is one of my favorite covers as well. Batman Superman. This is a Jay Lee cover. He did a lot of work for Batman Superman early on in the series. And also for Catwoman. He did a ton of Catwoman covers. And I don't remember exactly what the storyline was going on at the time, but I think like people's roles were reversed. You know, like Superman was hooking up with Selina Kyle, and Batman was kind of hooking up with Lois Lane. It was kind of weird, but I just love that you see Batman's arm here, and Selina Kyle and Superman about to engage in an embrace. Very simple, you know, and I just really like the cats on her butt, which I think is pretty funny, and I love that. It's one of my favorite covers of all time since I started collecting again. Straight Jacket, #1, which was a great book, great series written by El Torres. It's kind of hard to get issue #1, and I don't know if it's still at this price now, but at first these were selling on eBay for like $100 right after this came out, so I imagine the bubble kind of broke on that, but very, very limited print run. I think there was only like 900 that was put out, so I was lucky enough to have my shop get that. I didn't even know about it, honestly. I don't really collect to flip books or to expect to make any kind of profit. I just got kind of lucky. You know, it was on the stand. It looked interesting. I picked it up. Hellboy Winter Special. Tim Sale. Is it Sale or Sale? I don't know. I just really like this cover. The whole atmosphere. And kind of like Hellboy on the hunt, you know, with this great looking hound. So I really enjoyed that. Batman, Superman, I really like this. The meeting of Mecha Bat, aka Jim Gordon, and depowered Superman. Just really how the whole New 52, to a lot of people, just got completely messed up. Another Jay Lee Catwoman cover. I just really like this one because it's kind of like Catwoman returning to form. Big, long series written by Genevieve Valentine, where Selina Kyle as crime boss, I think it was leader of the Genovese family. I don't remember what the name of the family was, but Catwoman as mob boss. And it was tough. It was a hard series for me to stick with. I had mixed feelings about it. But in the end, I was glad it was written. It was very, very interesting and added a whole new layer of depth to Selina Kyle that they could go back on. Darth Vader number 15. I really like this one because it kind of reminded me of a throwback to the old posters, you know, of like Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars. So I really like that. And a lot of the covers for Darth Vader and Star Wars kind of look like this. Catwoman number 49. I enjoyed this against Batgirl. Just like seeing Selina in action, man. Look at that grimace. And just has Batgirl down for the count. I kind of forget how that went in the series. I like this one. Jim Gordon, Batman, out of the mecha suit. I did like his bat suit. It was pretty cool. I liked the yellow outline on the bat. Reminds me of Batgirl a little bit. But I thought it was a pretty cool title. And I'm putting it up. So, Lobster Johnson, part of the Mignola universe. Kind of a noir, film noir kind of title. In this one, God, I don't remember. I think it was like he had to investigate a missing person. Some missing transient got taken by like an evil, nefarious preacher, I believe, who was kind of dabbling in the dark arts. I'll leave it at that. Action Comics number 50. I just love this cover because after having to endure months and months of a depowered Superman, he's back in full form, and it was just great to see. And I think it just reminded people, be careful what you wish for when you bitch about Superman having too many powers. Darth Vader number 16. Just feeling the face, man. Just feeling the mask. And even though it's kind of a mask, like a helmet, I think it conveys a lot of emotion of the man behind it. You know, the sadness, the pain, the struggle. And I don't know, that's just what I felt with that. Rathrak, everybody's favorite combat scarecrow. John Arcudi title. James Herron doing wonderful artwork along with Dave Stewart doing the coloring. I just love this. I just love the brutality of the cover. As you can see, he's kind of just disemboweled, like a giant, who's wearing like a thong, by the way, which is a little weird, but great title, man. If you are totally into Mignola stuff, you would love this title and feel right at home. Lobo doing battle against Sinestro. God, I hope they bring Lobo back. I really do. I really enjoyed reading Lobo, and I really liked how Cullen Bunn was able to kind of tie it into the whole Sinestro universe. And he was writing both titles at the time, which was pretty cool. So hopefully maybe one day they will bring it back. Star Wars Shattered Empire. I like this cover because it's kind of like that final scene. It is that final scene at the end of Return of the Jedi where they're all kind of celebrating life and defeating the Empire. So I really enjoyed this cover, which is a snapshot of that. And finally, Calder, Toss the Bones. I just like this for the sinisterness of it. And I guess the blatant kind of Joker ripoff that I always felt with this. Alright, dudes. So I'll hopefully be hanging these up and have a nice, cool little comic nook for you guys to stare at. And I might go through the rest of my books here, which I kind of got set up here on my bookshelf. There's a thing down there and one down there. I'm kind of running out of room to put my books. And I do have comics in other areas as well, but I am running out of room. I don't have the biggest apartment, and I got to start to figure out what I'm going to do. These are amiibos that I've collected, and I don't anymore because the craze is worn off. Alright, dudes, hope you enjoyed that. Peace.
Am I clear? You fuck! God damn it! Yeah, you're not clear. Dad, you're gonna get in an accident. You can't stop here. Come on, fuck up! Why, I'm going crazy!